Hello friends, welcome back. This is Himanshu Verma. Till now we have seen how to use Smith chart in calculating reflection coefficient, input impedance and VSWR. For practical purpose, we have a transmission line and on its one side we put a load impedance ZL and on another side we put a generator or source of high frequency. Now source generates a power of high frequency and this power flow towards the load side. Now our main goal is this power should be absorbed by the load completely. But as we know, this can happen only in one situation. When this load value ZL is equal to characteristic impedance of the line Z0. And if this load value ZL is not equal to Z0, then reflection will take place. And if reflection takes place, then VSWR value will be greater than 1. Now question arises, we cannot always have load impedance is equal to characteristic impedance because load impedance can have any value. Therefore, we should have some method by which we can make such arrangement so that the whole power is absorbed by the load irrespective of value of the load. This is called impedance matching technique. For impedance matching, we use two techniques. The first one is impedance transformer and second one is stub matching. Now we learn these two techniques one by one and we observe how we can use Smith chart in these techniques. First one is impedance transformer. Suppose we have a transmission line with characteristic impedance Z0. Now our load is ZL, where ZL is not equal to Z0. If we put this load directly to the transmission line, then because ZL is not equal to Z0, so impedance will not be matched and the whole power will not be absorbed by the load. To get complete absorption of the power by the load, we make some modification in the load without changing the value of the load. For this, we add an extra segment of transmission line with characteristic impedance Z0 dash. Consider the length of this extra segment of transmission line is lambda by 4. Now because this load value is ZL, if I normalize this load value with respect to characteristic impedance Z0 dash, then normalized load ZL bar is equal to ZL upon Z0 dash. Now because this is a lambda by 4 line segment, so this will act as normalized impedance inverter. Therefore, if I see input impedance from here, then its normalized value will be 1 upon ZL bar. Now if I attach this structure to this transmission line for which we want to match the load, then this transmission line will find a normalized load of 1 upon ZL bar instead of ZL bar, because from here normalized load seen is 1 upon ZL bar. Now first of all, we convert this normalized load into absolute load. For this, we will multiply this normalized load with Z0 dash because this load was normalized by Z0 dash. As 1 upon ZL bar is equal to Z0 dash upon ZL and it is multiplied with Z0 dash. So the absolute value of load which is seen from here is Z0 dash square upon ZL. Now if we want to match the load with this transmission line, then the net input impedance which is seen from here should be equal to Z0 because for this line, now this whole structure will act as a load and the absolute value of impedance for this structure is Z0 dash square upon ZL. Therefore, for impedance matching, Z0 should be equal to Z0 dash square upon ZL. Now in this expression, Z0 is fixed because we can't change the transmission line. ZL is also fixed because we don't want to change the value of load. So what can be variable? This Z0 dash can be variable because this lambda by 4 segment is in our hand. This segment can be attached according to our requirement. So from this expression, we find the value of Z0 dash and Z0 dash is equal to Z0 into ZL under the root. It means the extra lambda by 4 segment should have a characteristic impedance of under root Z0 into ZL. If it has a characteristic impedance of this, then the impedance matching will take place if we connect this complete structure with the transmission line. Now because impedance is matched at this end, so no power will be reflected back at this end. It means the whole power which is coming from the source will be transmitted in this structure. And because in this structure, this transmission line segment is lossless, so this segment will not consume any power and it means the complete power will be absorbed by the load. Therefore, in this way, we have achieved our goal. Now if we again observe this expression carefully, where z0 dash is equal to zl into z0 under the root, then in first observation we think the value of zl should be real, because only then we can calculate zl z0 under the root. So we can say this technique is possible only if load value is real. Means by using this technique we can match real load only. Real load means resistive load only. But in actual practice this is not the case. If we observe Smith chart carefully, then we find any complex normalized load impedance can be seen a real normalized impedance if we see it from a specific distance in the transmission line. What does it mean? Any complex load can be seen as real load if we see it into the transmission line away from the load by a specific distance. And how we can get that distance? For this we can use Smith chart. Suppose our normalized complex load is somewhere here in the Smith chart. Now we draw a constant VSWR circle and we move on this circle in clockwise direction until we reach on the real axis, because on real axis only resistive impedance will exist. Now we calculate this angle. Suppose this angle is phi and we will equate this angle phi with 2 beta L, and from here we can calculate the value of L. L will be equal to phi upon 2 beta and beta can be replaced by 2 pi upon lambda. So from here L is equal to lambda upon 4 pi into phi. Now if we add this length segment with our load, then from here impedance seen is real, and we can get that real impedance by knowing the value of constant R circle passing from this point. This can also be done very easily by using Smith chart. Now because impedance seen is real from here, then this complete structure will act as a real load. But this real load value may not be equal to Z0, where Z0 is the characteristic impedance of transmission line for which we want to match this load. Now to match that load, now we again use lambda by 4 transformer with different characteristic impedance, that is Z0 dash. So in this way we can match any load, means real as well as complex, by using lambda by 4 transformer. Now question arises, is there any disadvantage of this technique? The answer is yes, because in lambda by 4 transformer we need a length segment of lambda by 4, because lambda depends upon operating frequency. Therefore lambda by 4 distance will change if we change the operating frequency. So we need a new length segment for different operating frequencies. This is the main disadvantage of lambda by 4 transformer technique. To overcome this disadvantage, we use stub matching technique. About stub matching technique we will learn in next lecture. We stop here. Please like and share the video and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.